everybody, welcome. I had recorded a class earlier in the week and then it didn't record it. Like it said it recorded and it didn't, so sorry getting this one on later. But today I was thinking we can focus on shoulders and really exploring that area and just trying to get all around and clear out some space there, kind of like clear out the cobwebs, if you would say. So let's start in a child's pose. Knees nice and wide for a moment. Drop your forehead down, breathe here. So as you're breathing, notice where there's tightness, where there's resistance. And really trying to release the on the exhales. We're going to really transition each pose into the next, so it's going to get a little funky, but stay with me. We're going to lift our head up, crawl your hands over to the right, and bring your left hand on top of your right hand and drop your forehead down. Keep pulling the weight towards your left hip, so you're pulling back and down still. Listen to that quality of breath. And then lift your head up. Bring your left hand underneath your right armpit. It's like a threading of the needle. Drop the left side of your head down and then crawl your right hand more towards the front of the mat. I just started playing volleyball at Wash Park, so I was like, oh, shoulders, arms, I really need to get into that. So hopefully this is helping you too. We're gonna go ahead and lift our head up. Crawl your right hand over to the left. So your arms are pretty much like this on the ground, so your elbows are stacking, and then drop your chin down. Try not to look in or forward too much, just drop your chin down. Your palms can be up, down, doesn't really matter too much. It doesn't really change too much here. Imagine like that breath is going in and kind of sweeping out, clearing out any space there. We're going to keep our arms like they are, but lift them up off the ground. So your left arm is underneath your right. Wrap up your arms as much as you can. Squeeze them. Inhale to back bend. Exhale, elbows into your belly button, chin to chest, round your spine, and then move your fist and your elbows to the right in a circle up, and then circle it down to the left. Take your whole torso up to the right, inhale. You can back bend there and then exhale, bring it in. One more of those. Exhale, bring it in. And then untangle the arms, slide them forward back into child's pose. So we'll go for the other side now. Lift your head up, crawl your hands over to the left, right hand on top of the left, and then keep pulling the weight towards your right seat. It's okay if your head just like hovers off the ground here. It doesn't have to drop, but if it does, that's good too, whatever version you need. Take your right hand underneath your left armpit like a threading of the needle. The right side of your head goes down and reach your left arm forward. So your right palm is facing up. Hold on a second. What are you doing, Jackson? I'm sure you guys are entertained by my cat, so. And then from here, lift your head and crawl your left hand over to the right. So again, our arms are just crossed pretty much at the elbows, or if you feel like going further than that and your body allows it, you can go for it. Drop your chin, breathe here. Okay, Leela. Now, keep your arms like that. Wrap them up. Back bend. Inhale. Exhale. Pull an inch in the chest. Move your hands and your fists and your elbows all the way to the left and up in a circle into a back bend. And then exhale, bring it back and down. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, bring it down. One more. Inhale, bring it up. And exhale, bring it down. And as you slide your arms out in front of you, bring your shoulders up over your wrists. Keep the big toes together and then drop the hips. Open up your heart. Drop your shoulder. And then drop the legs to the right and the left. Gaze right and left. And then back into a tabletop for a moment here. And from here, let's lift our thumbs, wrist, and palms. So you're just flexing at the 4 fingers. And then drop it down, up and down. So thinking of like, when we do want to like support an area, we always want to think about like everything leading into that area, how we can support everything around it, right? So even if shoulders are feeling it, wrists are feeling it, where else can you like think of supporting around the area going to it, right? So strengthening the hands. And then we'll flip the fingertips in, palms up. If this is super intense, you can always walk the knees in a little bit. And if you want more, lean back. Jackson. And then toes curled under, sit into the feet. Let's stretch the feet out. Shake out the wrists. Okay, we're gonna do a few things here. This practice is today a little more of like workshop-y instead of like as much of the flow that we usually do. I just figured we would get into those shoulders more. So, palms together, interlace your fingers, push the fingers forward. So you're stretching the fingers out. You can arch the spine here, and then inhale up on the knees, and then circle up towards the ceiling. Instead of like circling down, keep your hands up like you're drawing a circle on the ceiling, and then move your hips around to go both directions. Left to right, forward, back. Maybe move your head around as well so you're not holding that stiffness and resistance there. Take another inhale. And as you exhale, we're going to go ahead and you can sit back down on either toes curled under or like this. So whatever's more comfortable, or you can stand up on the knees still. So we're going to have our palms face towards each other, and then turn your thumbs in and down. So now your palms are facing out, your thumbs are down. Bring your right hand on top of your left hand. Interlace your fingers, and then start to bend your elbows. It's going to be a little weird. Bend your elbows, move your fist towards your chest, and then roll it forward so your arms are like this. And you're like stretching the inside of the elbow, inside of the forearm. This one area is kind of hard to get usually, right? And we're stretching the wrists too. Use the breath. So we're communicating that it's okay to our body to allow ourselves to take this shape right now. And then bring it back in and out. It looks kind of like a magic trick. We're gonna have the palms down, or palms out, thumbs down. Left hand now goes on top, hands together. So my palms are pressing, interlace the fingers, bring the fist in towards you, and then roll your arms out so they straighten out. Take a few breaths with this. One more breath. And then we bring the fist back in and then roll it back out. And then release. Shake it out. Let's take a high plank for a moment and hold here. Maybe shift forward and back a few times. Press fully in the hands. Shift forward. Lower all the way down. Arms out to the sides. Bring your right ear down. Push your right shoulder head down. Bend your left knee. rotate open, and then move your left hand anywhere you want your left hand to go. Maybe it goes underneath you, in front of you, to support you for a moment. If you're really open here, you could drop both feet down, like almost like you're going to set up for bridge without the hips lifting. And you can interlace your hands behind your back with your palms towards each other and really squeeze back. When you're in this pose, this is a pretty deep expression, so be careful. Make sure it's okay for you. And roll it back for the other side. Nice and easy. Left ear down, bend your right knee, roll it open. So we don't always just like drop into the fullest expression right away, so take your time to like start to move into it. Even if we're not like going with the regular flow today, really still connect into that breath, right? That nice, smooth pace, longer breaths. And then if you want to bend both knees and interlace your hands, I mean, one side it might happen, one side it may not, that's okay. We don't have to make them eat both sides like exactly the same. Hi. Hi, Layla. Get out the way. And then flip it back. And then from here, toes curl under, gaze down, engage your core, push up high plank, downward facing dog. Let's take a wider and a shorter down dog. So you're walking it wide, but shortening it. If you want, you can take a ragdoll instead, like hanging out. If it's too hard to actually have the hands down, then you can always take it as a forward fold. Left hand outside your right leg, gaze underneath your right armpit. I'm bending my left elbow to like twist into it. So if you were taking it more as a forward fold, it would just be like this, right? So just a different variation, but same thing really. Switch for the other side, the right hand outside of the leg. So you can like grab onto it, bend the right elbow, gaze underneath the left armpit. Another breath. When you release, we'll find a forward fold or a wide-legged forward fold. So ragdoll, just kind of shake it out. And then interlace your hands, reach your fist forward. You can bend one knee and the other and kind of go back and forth into the shoulders. So we're just exploring what it means to be in this body, right? And to explore all these layers of yourself. Be open to it. Release your arms slowly. Turn the toes out, heels in. We'll sit down into frog. Use your elbows to push the knees apart. Maybe roll through your neck, roll through your wrists, both directions. Breathe with it. Kitty. And inhale up for 5-pointed star. Take your time, Don't get dizzy. Take an inhale, bring it up. And then exhale, hands to prayer. Gaze down at the fingertips. Turn your toes forward. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, back bend with your hands on your hips. And open it up. Oh, keep opening. And then inhale, chin to chest. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, lengthen out. Plant your palms, step into high plank. Good. From here, shift forward. Chaturanga, upward facing dog. On the inhale, downward facing dog, exhale. Inhale, tippy toes. Exhale, step or hop, top of the mat. Halfway lift, lengthen. Lift your toes if you can. Engage the legs from the ground up. And then fold. You can soften the knees here if you need. Inhale, Tadasana, bring it up. Grab your right wrist, right foot behind you. Sorry, I realize I'm not in the frame here. We're gonna go ahead and bend the knees, push your hips to the right, reach over to the left. Make sure your right hip isn't pulling back. Try to pull the right hip forward. Then bring it back up, grab your left wrist, left foot behind you, bend the knees, pull over to the right, but push the hips to the left. Bring it back up. As you exhale, forward fold. Bring the right leg high, standing split. Jiva squat, gaze forward. Bring it back up, standing split. And then this time, let's go ahead and set the right foot behind the left foot so you're crossed at the ankles. Legs can be bent, straight, whatever you want. We're gonna crawl the hands over to the left. Another round of breath here. Back into center. And then from here, let's go ahead and keep the legs like they are. Bring the arms up, bend the knees, lift your left heel. Wrap your left leg over. You can also wrap it around, hover it, kickstand it, or if you need more of a figure four, you can set the ankle on your right thigh if you're feeling that instead. We're gonna wrap the left arm under for full eagle. Lean forward, squeeze the arms, squeeze the legs. Stay with the breath. One more. And then come all the way up, Tadasana. Exhale, forward fold. Other side. Left leg high, inhale. Exhale for your Jiva squat. Your gaze is forward. You're really kicking your heel towards your glute. Kick it back up, standing split. Then cross your left foot behind your right. Crawl it over to the right. Another breath. Back into center. Keep the feet like they are and inhale, slowly come up. Bend the knees, kickstand the right toes. Right arm under. Wrap it up as much as you like. Again, you can take more of a figure four or hands to prayer if you need different variations here. Hover the foot, maybe wrap it around. If you untangle, just kickstand the toe instead of like fully untangling. Whoop. And then sit into it, lean forward, squeeze everything. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Or your figure four is always a different variation if you want to take it. Breath in, breath out. As you go ahead and release, you're going to come up, Tadasana, and exhale, forward fold, halfway lift, lengthen, plant your palms, step back, high plank, chaturanga, upward facing dog, inhale, downward facing dog, exhale. Come down to your knees. One more time. We're going to play with those eagle arms. She is all over me. She's like attacking my hair and stuff. All right, so let's first just sit back and wrap the right arm underneath the left. You can go like this too with the palms facing up, kind of how we were in the beginning, right? You could do that. Or right hand grabs your left wrist with the left palm up. Bring your arms down so your left palm is up, or both palms are up and your arms are bent with the arms out to the side. Walk your knees back and then just pull the hips back from there. Try to not gaze in or forward, just kind of same thing, just rest your chin or hover it. One more breath. To release, we'll walk the knees in, whoop, walk them in, bring them up, and like shake the arms out like you had water on them and you're trying to dry them. Shake out anything going on in those shoulders that you don't need. Really make it count. One more. And then arms up, left arm under. Maybe left hand grabs the wrist with the palm facing you, or both palms facing you this way or this way. Palm up, either way, in one hand or both. Walk your knees back so you feel like they're underneath your hips, and then pull the hips back. We'll slowly walk the knees back in, and then that same thing. Bring the arms up, pretend like you had like water on your hands, and shake off whatever you're getting rid of in those shoulders. 2 more. And release. Good. I think this is a lot of shoulder work, so I think we can start to wrap it up. Go ahead, cross your ankles, bring your legs out in front of you, and we're gonna go for a forward fold. So heels at the top of the mat, toes flexed in, move your seat to the side, sit nice and tall. Bend your knees as much as you want, really. I can have straight legs and completely forward fold into it, but I like to still bend my knees at first, and then maybe over time you work on straightening them more. But like, be kinder going into the pose. Don't just try to do the full expression. Go with the easier version first and the kinder version, and then work into it. So you're bending the elbows towards the mat. Start to nice and slow sit up. Scoot forward, use your core to roll back and down. Bring the knees in. Move your knees in circles. So you can massage the tailbone, glutes area, lower back. Go both directions. Woof, got cat hair all over my face. All right, hi. Maybe taking a happy baby pose if you're feeling like bending the knees, straightening the legs. I'm just gonna do this version. Oh my goodness. I don't know how many of you have your animals practicing with you, because they just like want to come out as soon as you start practicing. It's funny. Good. From here, keeping the right knee in, left leg long, supine twist. Move your right knee over your body, gaze and reach over to the right. I feel like this is what it would be like too for goat yoga. I haven't tried it yet, but I swear those goats like climb all over you, but I feel like they also would like eat your mat and poop everywhere, so I'm not down for that. Oh, such a good girl. We'll go for the other side. So bring your left knee in, guide it over your body, and gaze to the left and reach to the left. Go ahead and bring both knees in. Give yourself a big hug. If there's anything you need to finish out your practice, if you like bridge, plow pose, wheel, go for it, that's fine. Otherwise, go ahead and drop into a final Shavasana and just get as knock my water over. Get as cozy as you can. Close your eyes. I think I'll post the Spotify playlist. It's an hour long, but if you're feeling like you ever want to have some yoga when you practice, I could put those playlists in the comments if you want to use them. Staying here for a few minutes, just relaxing. So we're working on exploring in those shoulders a lot. Hopefully you release some stuff, some tension. So now that you can rest, you can enjoy this rest. You can really marinate in it. Let's close your eyes, natural breath, let it go. Notice if you're holding tight in the glutes or anywhere else in your body. Drop into it. You're welcome to stay in a longer meditation or a rest, or feel free to explore more. Go wherever you want with the practice, right? You just use this as a guide, as a catalyst. So take your time to deepen the breath and create some movements if you want to come out. Go ahead and bring your knees in. Of course, now she's laying on me. Bring your knees in. Either roll to the left or right, or come up, forward and back if you want. Any way that you want to start to come up to a seated pose. Goodness. Sitting nice and tall. Hands to prayer. Taking what you learned out of this practice, bring it into your everyday life. Hopefully you found some relief in the shoulders. Thumbs to your third eye center. Take it inhale. Exhale, bowing to the teacher in all things. Namaste. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. I love the feedback. And I'll keep them coming. So thank you.